During this festive season, we would like to remind you that anyone planning on taking a dash through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh, going over fields and laughing all the way, are first required to complete a sleigh ride risk assessment, addressing the openness of the sleigh and competency of the driver. Dashing through the snow is an ill-advised practice. One must also consider whether it is appropriate to use only one horse, especially where there are multiple passengers. And a feasibility study should also be conducted to ascertain whether a rideshare scheme could be made available, along with an electric-powered alternative. Grants will be made available for installation of charging points in all fields over 5 acres, where solar panels can be installed, producing 2.78% of energy required. Please also be aware that 22,000 extra police officers have been recruited over the festive season, equipped with radar guns to ensure that any sleighs dashing through the snow do not exceed the 10-mile-per-hour speed limits imposed, or 5 miles per hour for those in Wales. We must also make you aware that only moderate laughter will be tolerated for those who feel able post-budget. Any laughter after the hours of darkness and above the 35 decibel base will be considered antisocial behaviour and will be subjected to a fine of £100 per decibel over the 35 decibel base. All routes over the fields must first have permission from landowners in writing, a database of which can be found by contacting BlackRock Asset Management. Please be aware that updated maps of routes will be required no more than 24 hours prior to departure to ascertain if the route is clear of newly installed solar farms or Angela Rayner's affordable housing. If routes across open fields can be found, any excrement from horses must be collected, unless written evidence of nitrate loadings, residues and crop requirements are made available, along with maps of watercourses and sloping ground at risk of runoff and leaching. Due to blue tongue restriction zones and the risk of spreading bovine TB to innocent badgers, the use of all deer, including reindeer, for sleigh ride activities is now strictly prohibited. With net zero targets now being implemented, a reduction in livestock now means that shepherds are no longer required to watch by their flocks at night, so will be redeployed to watching over trees and woodland to ensure that no pensioners take fallen wood for open fires to keep themselves warm or for the roasting of chestnuts. You are reminded that the whole of the United Kingdom is now within a smokeless, fuel-designated area, with the exception of Downing Street. Anyone requesting figgy pudding right now is reminded that with current food shortages due to unforeseen and unprecedented downturn in the agricultural and food production sector, individuals will be limited to 1 teaspoonful along with 1.5 millilitres of cream. Ration cards will be distributed across the country in the new year, with food supplies being concentrated on areas with those most in need, primarily the M25 circle. Food parcels will be delivered once made available, with those north of Watford Gap planned by early 2027 and north of Manchester by 2035, subject to inflationary costs allowing. While it is acknowledged that gift bearing is a common practice across the UK, you are reminded that the giving and receiving of gifts is subject to our bribery policy, and all gifts must be registered, including suits and glasses, but not including interest-free loans from peers such as Lord Wahid Ali. We ask you to purchase gifts from small and local retailers due to them being subjected to far higher rates of tax, enabling us to subsidise multinational retailers more to help support and grow overseas economies such as Singapore, the Cayman Islands and Switzerland. We hope that you have a Merry Christmas and prosperous 2025, enabling us to increase our tax revenues and deliver more for our multinational corporate paymasters.